Hi Libra, my name is Tiana and welcome to my channel Inspired by Ease. Just know that this is general and this doesn't necessarily mean it's time specific, even though this is for the end of April 2020. This message might be reaching you 3 months from now, a year from now. I just trust that when it reaches you, that is when it's supposed to reach you. So without further ado, let's just jump right in. Your energy themes that you are currently working with are authority and solar plexus. So this is really interesting, especially during the state of things at the time of this recording. So let's see, we have 10, which is about completing a cycle, numerology, completing a cycle and stepping into a brand spanking new reality. And we have 3, which is the catalyst number, 2 things combining to creating a new thing. So the solar plexus has to do with our sense of self, our personal power, and our willpower, as well as knowing who we are and what our contribution to the whole is. And if you don't know, the solar plexus is right where your stomach is. And so it's your... it's also where, I don't know why I feel like I have to mention this, but it's also where dancers and singers, where dancers dance from and where singers sing from, because as a singer you sing from your diaphragm, which is right where your solar plexus is, and in that area, and then with dancers, that's where your like core of balance is. Especially with ballerinas when they do pirouettes and things like that. So that might be kind of interesting as well. Now, authority reminds us that true authority is powerful, directed, and realized, yet receptive, wise, and loving. So there definitely is a theme of power here, and recognizing true power from maybe fear-based power. And coincidentally, Teal Swan just put out a video, I haven't gotten a chance to watch it yet, about your relationship with authority. So it seems like a lot of people now are dealing with that energy, given the state of things. So now we're going to jump into your animal totems. You have bee and hummingbird. So with bee, and you are presenting in your element, the upwards pointing triangle with the line through it is a symbol of air, and you have 2. And so what I'm kind of getting with the bee is there's just kind of this bombardment of information. I was getting media, just the media is bombarding this bee with all its negativity, and it's just kind of draining its energy, and is being overworked, overstimulated with negativity that's very emotionally negative and saddening or depressing, or these kinds of things. And I feel like you are on this journey of transcending this kind of energy and coming back into your joy. There might be all of this black and everything around you, but you are choosing to be happy and choosing to be light and choosing to be colorful, and childlike, and not letting all of the stress or whatever it is bring you down, and choosing to rise up and choose joy, essentially. So yeah, that was very quick. Okay, so now we're going to go into the fairies. We we have the Green Woman, and the Epona's Wild Daughter has been coming up a lot lately, which honestly isn't too surprising. And we also have Mikkel and Mekkel. So with the Green Woman, this is all about unlimited creativity, unlimited potential, expecting, being in a positive, expecting mindset. Expectant gratitude is what the book says about her. So expecting things to go your way, expecting the best outcome, expecting things to be grateful and appreciative of, and basically not being controlled, if that applies, and being totally free and being totally liberated. There is a passage in the book that talks about her dancing naked in the moonlight. So there you have it. Being totally unbounded with your creativity and how you express yourself. Air is all about communication as well. So that's why I was saying with the media, a bombardment of communication on the bee, but the hummingbird is choosing to communicate and emanate joy. And so with the Green Woman, you are coming more into this energy of expressing yourself in many forms, and actually creating more security and safety and security that way, with her hands positioned like a house, and being this also reminds me of a dog. So being loyal to what's in your heart, being loyal to your art, being loyal to your creativity, and being a little bit feisty and playful, I must say. So I feel like you are on a path of making a huge leap or a huge transition in mindset and perceiving authority. I feel like maybe you were listening to people who you thought were experts or were in a place of authority, and now you've turned the table, so you are the person of authority. And this is almost feeling a bit rebellious, I must say, but in a healthy way. In a healthy way. You might also be an indigo child, but with Epona's Wild Daughter, this is what's kind of inspiring it with the 3, the catalyst. This is the catalyst of this unbounded creativity, which is basically this moment of despair, grief, feeling alone. And Epona is the gatekeeper of those darker, denser energies, helping you to transcend those things, so you know that you are never alone. And with the owl, there's a lot of wisdom here. In our darkest moments is when we can have a lot of insight into who we are, and we tend to go deeper into things and learn things. And there's just this energy of receptivity. So you're receptive to more insight. This isn't always the case, but if we're desperate enough, we'll start praying to God or to the universe or to our guides and angels, and we'll receive some form of wisdom or insight. And I'm also thinking of Hedwig from Harry Potter. So there is some kind of friend or ally with you during this time, or if this was in the past, I feel like this is more in the past, and you are just you're just coming out of this period. So there's some kind of friend or ally with you during this time that's kind of, I want to feel just little by little giving you insights of wisdom and informational downloads, perhaps some kind of new perception, revealing things that are hidden, and basically comforting you so that you can, like I said, this is basically just saying that this is the catalyst for this basically unbounded creativity and joy and power. And so, and then on the other side of this, we have Mikul Mekul, which is very childlike energy. Yeah, it's so sweet. This childlike energy is, running through gardens and just getting berries by the handful and stuffing them in your mouth and having blueberry juice just drip down your chin. It's very similar wild and free energy, but has this sense of innocence and purity about it, and youthfulness about it, kind of like ignorance is bliss type of energy. So it's interesting that we have this darker energy that's being bookended by these very empowering, childlike, unlimited kinds of mentality and energy, and they're both in nature, and they're both more green. And so you're tapping more into your heart chakra, your heart's desire, and living more from the heart, which I think is very, very beautiful. Next up, we have the Spirit Dancer, the Dark Lady, and the Dark Lady. And so, with these two energies, I'm kind of wondering, because I really feel like all of this is you, but I also feel like there are energies around you, or some kind of muse or inspiration, even some kind of celebrity or person on YouTube that's kind of giving you that fight in your gut to kind of bounce out of this. And at the same time, there might be other spirit guides and angels around you that's comforting you a lot during this time. And it's basically being a catalyst for you becoming more like the Green Woman and Mikul Mekul, which is just totally, owning your body, owning your creativity, owning your freedom, being a little bit feisty and playful, and kind of living like you lived in the good old days. And so this is all, it's all assisting you to punching through some kind of veil, punching through some kind of wall or ceiling, punching through some kind of, or passing some kind of milestone or threshold, and also being very authentic, very transparent, and living to the beat of your own drum and getting prepared to take flight. This language has been coming up a lot in my videos of taking flight, because you have the hummingbird and bee, and with the bee you started out with your wings feeling so tired, but with the hummingbird you're just there, you're just this undeniable beacon of light. And so yeah, you're becoming a force of light to be reckoned with. And what's behind this just blinding light of yours is this mastery of the shadows, mastery of this energy of Epona's wild daughter. You've seen the darkness, pain, you know aloneness, true loneliness, and things like that, that you have totally transcended and mastered. You aren't just some airy fairy being that just believes in unicorns and rainbows. Like, no, you've been to hell and back, and you know what you're talking about. And so now we're truly getting into this energy of authority and solar plexus and power. And so maybe in the past, you were this, and people were like, you wait, Libra, life is going to beat you down, and you're going to see it my way. And you did go through some stuff, but you're still this bright, shining beacon of light. And so now you're not questioning yourself anymore. You no longer feel naive for being happy, for being a lighthouse for joy and peace and upliftment, because you know your spiritual sovereignty, you know your spiritual power and intuition, and you know how wise you are, and how smart you are, you know, all of these things. You know that being happy is the most bravest, strongest thing anybody can do. Being overworked and tired and becoming bitter and jaded, that's not something that strong people do. You know, choosing to be happy over and over and over again, that takes great strength of mind and spirit. And so I think this is where you're really learning that you have more power, and that you are an authority or expert in some form or another. And if anybody looks at you like you're naive, or like you're sticking your head in the sand, or that you don't get pain, or that maybe you have a far more perfect life than you actually do, you get to say, no, I know what I'm talking about, and you can have it too. Okay, now we're going to get a little bit more in the shadow, and then we go back up. So are you ready, Libra? Okay. So yes, you've definitely been through the ringer, so to say. We have Luminous Doom, the Glanconer, and the Fee Lion here. And so my heart goes out to you, Libra. I really feel for you. And I'm so sorry that you felt this way. So with Luminous Doom, there's kind of this dichotomy going on here. You're gaining traction in your power, and having more confidence in your joy, even in the midst of chaos and the unknown. So there's that, and then kind of what's might be happening in the background for you, because you are coming into your place of authority, and I also want to say authenticity. Things from the past that are unfinished business, loose ends. I want to say more spiritual loose ends, but it can apply in any way, are starting to bubble up to the surface. So this could just be happening in the quiet moments when you're alone, or when you're face-to-face interacting with other people, and you might just feel a little bit more vulnerable than normal. But there are things from the deep starting to bubble up to the surface. I don't feel like these pains are happening currently. I feel like they are kind of all part of your journey, because you're ready to heal it now. You're ready to deal with it and cope with it now. And obviously in this social distancing and self-isolating time, that is occurring a lot, you know, when we're just alone in our homes and just relaxing. Our subconscious is like, okay, great, we have extra time and we're capable of healing these things. We're not constantly busy working our 9 to 5 or whatever it is that we do. So great, let's just deal with this now. And so that might be what's kind of coming up. And it might feel kind of murky and blurry or hidden, or try not to gaslight yourself during this time, or question or worry if you're losing your mind. You're not. The other thing about the Glanconer, he's also like my narcissist card, so this might be a person in the past that maybe you're in, that is kind of attached to this pain that's kind of bubbling up, and you're needing to, you know, let that person go, forgive them, wish them well, and this sort of thing. But mostly what I'm getting is that whatever is bubbling up, it feels very hidden. It feels kind of out of the blue, and it's hard to get a grasp on it, and what it is. But I promise you, if you just stick with it, it will be healed, and it'll make more sense over time. And the feline here is just saying that, you know, just all of this that's coming up, it's just loose ends. It's unresolved trauma or pain from the past. And you know, that's why it's coming up, because a larger part of you wants to find more wholeness and integration. So try not to wonder if you're losing your mind, or questioning what you're feeling and why. This is just all a natural process of healing. And if this is what you're going through, I encourage you to look up The Completion Process by Teal Swan, and also look into parts work. Those are the healing modalities that have most helped me. But by all means, if it doesn't resonate with you, that's completely fine. I'm just throwing out solutions here. So you are going to get through this period. You are going to find relief and healing, and it's just going to further help you completely step into your power and authority. And next we have the Master Maker Unity and Faf the Footer. And with the Master Maker, what I immediately heard was mind over matter. And so this whole journey that you've been on has been training you to have a very strong mindset in the midst of pain and challenges and chaos, and to be very strong-headed and not let negativity and drama, you know, really waver you or imbalance you or anything like that. And, you know, with his staff, I often get that you are being, I get this symbol of, you know, being branded the way that they brand cows. It's horrible, but basically, what I mean by branded is that you're being imprinted, basically assuming the archetype. For whatever reason, with the readings today, I've been talking a lot about archetypes, but anyway, you're assuming this new level of being that has the energy signature of king or queen, being, you know, a leader, being someone royal and regal, someone that has just unlimited wealth and power. And, you know, power often has a negative connotation because, again, that's the relationship that we all have with authority. We all have different relationships with authority, but we just must remember that authority and power is powerful, directed, and realized, yet it is also receptive, wise, and loving. So when I'm talking about power, I'm talking about it in a very loving way. You're not inflicting control or your beliefs onto someone else or a group of people. You are the leader of people, leading people to more love and peace. So that's what I'm talking about when I talk about power. That basically the power, the kingdom of God, you know, just being absolutely unlimited in what you can manifest, and the power of your mind. There is a huge emphasis on the power of your mind. I also feel inspired to direct you to Neville Goddard. You know, if you're not aware of it already, the law of attraction, the law of mirroring, all of these things, having a really strong mindset so that whatever you're imagining, whatever you're thinking, it's coming to life and it's manifesting and you're attracting it. You're a magnet. So you basically are becoming a very powerful manifester. This is wonderful, very beautiful, with blinding joy and radiance on everyone that comes into contact with you. We have unity. So this is basically this can be romantic and it can talk about many different things, but I am receiving the message unity on the highest level, which to me is unity with yourself and unity with you know, Christ consciousness, unconditional love, pure divine love, and being married to that and being intertwined with that energy and becoming as whole, integrated, and aligned with that as much as possible, and becoming embracing your spiritual sovereignty, your spiritual integrity and wisdom. So this is very powerful, and the amount of focus that you're going to be able to have, and the effect that you're going to have on other people just by your sheer focus, and I want to say knowing, not just belief, but knowing that anything is possible, is going to affect everybody that witnesses you, everybody that comes into contact with you, and that you have the ability to spin things around. You know, if the coronavirus and 5G and all of this stuff isn't in your consciousness, then it can't exist in your reality. And you know, if more people like you and I did that, then, you know, and I feel like, you know, we could be in a totally different reality. But anyway, basically you are coming into more harmony with who you are, Libra. You are healing past wounds, past pains, so that you can direct more and more of your energy into your power and authority, and aligning your thoughts, aligning your emotions to what you want. And it's all helping you to stay grounded. And if you've been kind of off kilter here. This is a reminder to get grounded, to go into nature and do grounding activities like meditation, sunbathing, anything really like that. And yeah, just all of these things are just going to really ground you in joy, in light, and being childlike and having that unlimited creativity and being a force of positivity to be reckoned with. So this is just all really beautiful. I don't know if I'm gonna have to bleep this out, but there's this Kesha song called "Don't Let the Bastards Get You Down." So I'm just kind of hearing that message. If you're still kind of in this B energy, don't let the negativity get you down. Don't let the naysayers get you down, and nothing like that. Okay, so your last minute advice from Spirit is message in a bottle, which is totally what we've been talking about with message in a bottle. What you put out, you get back. And sending your desires and dreams out into the universe, casting them out, and knowing and believing that the perfect person just strolling along the beach is going to pick up your bottle, see your dream and idea and desire, and they are going to be able to fulfill it and everything like that, which is just a very symbolic, metaphorical way of saying that what you're casting out, all these dreams and desires, are being heard and are being listened to, and they are on their way to manifesting and being granted. So, take stock of what you are putting out into the universe and what thoughts you are thinking, because, that's going to come back to you. We have a fork in the road, which I think is basically depicting these two very diverging energies, letting some kind of bombardment of communication or energy, weigh you down, or choosing to be happy anyway. And so I think that maybe there was that kind of fork in the road in that sense, or when it comes to authority, there was you just weren't in your power to being in your power. So there was just some kind of decision point that I guess you needed to come to, and the universe and spirit is just trying to validate that there was this big fork in the road in some way, this major decision point in your mindset or in your energy. And there was a moment where you really needed to take stock and be still and be quiet and really sit with these potentially painful emotions. However, by taking a step back and taking stock of your emotions and everything, you came to some kind of realization of truth and coming into more alignment with your heart's desire, what's your true deepest truth inside of you. Having some kind of really clear realization in that way. And all of this is giving you a leg up. All of that pain, all of that darkness, all those loose ends, it's all helping you and aiding you to be a leader, to be that king or queen leading a kingdom into paradise and peace and harmony. Universe also wants to remind you to continue to be an observer of your thoughts, to not be so reactive but responsive. There is a difference, and maybe even just observing what's in your outside external world, just observing what's going on in the media. I don't recommend really watching the news or anything like that, but if it crosses your path, just observe it and practice not there's nothing wrong in that, but there is the meditative practice where you're just kind of watching your thoughts go by like clouds in the sky, and it's a really great tool. And so the universe is just wanting you to practice being an observer right now and not letting your emotions carrying you into like a fork in the road, not letting your reactions lead you astray. There is a need for you to take a leap of faith in some way, Libra, perhaps in just trusting your mind, trusting the universe. We're all needing to take a leap of faith in some way or another. So it's applying to you as well. And having the courage to leap. And your last bit of advice is to breathe, to meditate, to be in stillness and quietness, to develop this intimacy with yourself, with God, the universe, your angels and guides, whatever you believe in. To maybe even read spiritual texts that help ground you. Also with the observer, I'm also getting you might be being pulled to study. He has this telescope, and it looks like he's studying the stars and the moon. So maybe you're being pulled to study different layers of spirituality and new age. Maybe even dipping your toe into some of the more kind of out there things, questioning your thoughts, questioning what's real, what isn't real, things like that, but doing it from an objective point of view, gathering information, and then making a decision of what you truly believe in, and then designing your life around that firm belief system of power and authority. So Libra, I hope that this was of value to you. If it was, please click the like button, subscribe, so you can be notified of more videos like this from me in the future. If you also feel inspired to leave a comment, please do. I love reading your comments. They put a smile on my face. Yeah, so feel free to leave a kind, sweet comment. And like I say, you are always, always loved. You are never, ever alone. And be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Big kiss, Libra. Take care. Bye.